What's going on, Sumolings? It's Chris here from AppSumo. I'm going to give you guys a minute to trickle in. I know a bunch of you guys signed up for this webinar, so we're going to let you get in before we get started. But let's see. What's going on, everybody? Awesome. Got a bunch of you guys on here. What's up, Leslie, Deborah, David, Caroline, Bruce? How's everyone doing? Where are you guys tuning in from? I am in New York right now, visiting some friends and family. Where's everyone else at? Again, you can click that chat button. All right, we got Denver, all right, Oakland, UK, Ohio, Belgium, Toronto. All right, bunch of you guys in here. Cool. Well, super excited for today's webinar. We are talking with the team behind Vectera. We have Dieter and Oliver on here today. Super exciting. If you guys don't know Vectera yet, Vectera creates unique and always accessible client video meeting rooms that store content and communication forever. It's an awesome tool. It's on AppSumo right now. It's doing very well. Got a ton of 5-star reviews, 5 taco reviews. Yeah, and so before we dive in today, I want to just address 2 quick things. One, if you have any questions about this tool as we're going through the demo, you can click that Q&A button below the video. Submit your questions there, and we will get those answered towards the end. The next one is about the replay. If you have to pop out for any reason, you miss anything, or you don't hear something you want to go back, I'll be sending out that replay later today, so you can check that out as well. But now, without further ado, I want to welcome Oliver on. Oliver, thanks for joining.
Hi, Chris.
How are you doing?
Very excited to be here. And first of all, hello to all Sumolings joining in today. Thank you for all those who asked questions before, shared feedback. It's been very valuable. And we've learned a lot actually the last couple of days. It's been very, very interesting for us.
That's great. Great to hear. Thank you, Sumolings, again. So Oliver, where did Vectera come from? What is your background and Dieter's background? Where'd you guys, where'd you meet? How'd you come up with this idea? All that.
So Vectera, we started Vectera a good 3.5 years ago, or a good 3 years ago, actually as a spin-off from a tutoring company. We were looking for a solution to really host online tutoring sessions where you can talk to each other, of course, but also where you have the ability to share content with each other, to make notes together. And that really was the start of Vectera. We were building on that because we didn't really find a solution that was also very easy accessible. And that's really the base from which we've built up Vectera up until the product and the platform that it is right now, where you can join a meeting without downloading anything, just click the URL, join in the browser. And like you said in our short introduction, we have these persistent meeting rooms created for those client meetings and conversations, where you can store all the files and documents you want to discuss with your client, make annotations on them, and they are stored for the next meetings as well, so they don't disappear when your meeting is ended. Super cool.
That's awesome. And sorry, how long did you say you guys started this?
So we started in May of 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. And who are like the main users? Who's it targeted for?
The main users, it's quite differentiated. So like I mentioned, tutors, of course, sharing their knowledge and helping other people learning stuff and learning whatever they need to learn. But also business consultants, coaches, everyone that has to perform one-on-one meetings or small group meetings. So also, of course, we use it ourselves for our online demos, sales demos from software. It's very, it's quite spread actually. And it also appears that in the Sumoling community, in the AppSumo community, there are a lot of people from really different backgrounds that appear to really take a lot of value in using and getting Vectera for their client meetings. Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Very cool. Well, I'm sure people are anxious to see, behind the scenes and see how to get it set up and running. So if you want to share your screen and do that demo and walkthrough, and then we can get to some of the Q&A after.
All right. But before we get started, I just want to point one little thing, because it might become a little bit as odd that Vectera is a video conferencing solution, but we're right now using another video conferencing solution for this webinar. Because the meetings that we host, one-on-one meetings, small group meetings, they are quite technically also different from webinar meetings. So Vectera isn't a webinar software, and that's why we're using Zoom in this case for hosting the webinar, because you have the Q&A, a lot of people that can join the webinar, but that's not what Vectera was created for. We're for interactive small group and one-on-one meetings. So let me see if I click the share button, I should be able to share Chrome right over here.
Awesome. And I'm going to turn it off just to save some of the bandwidth. There we go.
Now, can you see the Vectera landing page?
Yes, looks great.
So thank you for that. I'll just walk you guys through creating an account at Vectera. You can do so by clicking on try for free. A trial account is free, of course. Let's see if we get an account like that. Just filling in the details. It's really straightforward to get started. And then there we go. Voila. Now we're landed in our dashboard in the meeting, the Vectera dashboard. You can see a couple of, let's click myself way over there. You can see a couple of stuff over here. So first of all, you can, in the dashboard, create a new meeting room. The meeting rooms, they are persistent. So when you create a meeting room, you can just choose the client name or the company name you want to create a meeting with. I'll get back to that later. You can also connect your calendar from here, and you will see an overview of all the meetings, all the meeting rooms that you have created before. Now, before we get started, I'd like to just visit the profile edit, where you can check your custom branding. You can upload your own logo, and you can customize the greet image. That will be important right away. I'll just add a greet image right here. It's the image that clients will see when they want to enter the meeting room to just say hello. And there we go. It should be uploaded right now. Hold on, let's click save. Now we get started. Now the first thing we want to do, assume you're a business consultant, and you will you want to have want to meet up with a client. The first thing you have to do, of course, is to find a good time to meet with that specific client. So Vectera has a built-in scheduler. We'll configure that right now. You can click on the dashboard and get started, connect your calendar, or in the scheduling tab, of course, on the left side as well. Click on get started, connect your calendar. Choose a provider you want to connect with. I'm not sure if you can see this, but we connect with iCloud Calendar, Google Calendar, Office 365, Exchange, and Outlook.com. I'm going to connect Google Calendar right now. Let me see. Allow permissions. And the page refreshes, and we're right there ready to configure the calendar. Now, when you're in the preferences of or the configuration of your calendar, you can see that there's a public booking key created automatically. You can edit this public booking key at this point in time, but that's something you should do only once. Once you've changed the public booking key, all your new appointments will, or your public booking page, if you've shared it before, it won't work anymore. So be aware that choosing a good public booking key is important. I'm going to check one calendar for availability. That's the team at Vectera.com. I'm going to book the events in, of course, my calendar. And then we go to the correct time zone, because the scheduler, of course, it accounts for different time zones. If you have a client in New York and you're based in Belgium, for example, like we are, then it will make sure that it shows the correct time. Now you've created your public booking page, but you also then have to, of course, create a new appointment type. An appointment type, you can create an unlimited amount of appointment types. You can give them a title, of course, and a good description. For example, it can be 30-minute Q&A, discuss your business kind of appointment. There's automatically a public link created for that specific appointment as well. And I'm going to have it shown on a public booking page. Now, this one is important, and it's one of the values of Vectera as well. If I have this meeting set as an online appointment, so the location is online, when a client books a meeting through this appointment, an online meeting room will automatically be generated for that specific client. I'm going to show you in a minute how that specifically works. Then we can set a duration, 60 minutes. We can create a buffer before the appointment and after. The buffer means that when a client books that meeting, in your own calendar that you've checked for availability, there can't be another appointment 50 minutes before or 50 minutes after the meeting that your client is booking. So that way you can go and grab a coffee or just clear up your notes if that's necessary. Now, we can also set a reminder, of course, 10 minutes. That's a reminder, by the way, that's being sent by the calendar. We have a feature that's coming up to be able to send an email reminder as well. And SMS/text reminders are a pretty well requested feature. So that is up and coming as well. Now, if you scroll down, you will see here the availability. This is the standard availability that will be applied for you every week. It's basically standard, it's 9 to 5, and you can just color the blocks white if you're not available, for example, on Tuesday. Then Vectera will only show appointments, available time slots on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. If you have other appointments in your calendar that were booked in from another source, Vectera will of course only not show availabilities on those times. Now, if you can scroll up right now, just for one last thing, is we can add custom questions. When a client books a meeting, it can be important to ask them other questions. What's your business name, for example? We can ask for their phone number. We can make these questions required. And if you click save, then we have created our first appointment type. Now, let's see, I'll copy this public booking URL. I'll open it right now. You will see if you open it, if you're logged in, you will see this notification that's just wants to make clear that this is how your clients will see the booking page, but this is only, of course, visible for you. If you want to, for example, book this appointment, 30-minute Q&A to discuss your business, we can see here right now that Tuesday isn't available because I blocked it out. Only Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday are possible. And let's say we want to have a meeting next Monday on 10 in the morning. Now, I'm going to book this meeting in name of my colleague Matthias. There we go. Matthias, of course, he works with Vectera, and then I'm going to just enter a phone number. It's not a real phone number, so you can try calling it, but I'm not sure if you're going to reach somebody there. And we can confirm this appointment. You will then see this notification or this confirmation page, and the appointment is now has been planned. Now, when a client plans an appointment, you will receive an email, a confirmation email in your mailbox that the appointment has been planned. Voila, there we go. And we will also see in the agenda of Vectera that, let me check these out. So voila, there we go. Let's go to next week. It's on the 23rd of September. There we go. The appointment has been added to my calendar. Now, the information that I added during the booking phase or stage of the appointment has been added to the appointment information as well. So this is shared between both your calendar and the calendar of the client that booked the appointment. So Matthias will see this appointment as well in his calendar. As I've configured this appointment to be an online appointment, there's a meeting room that has been automatically generated for the specific appointment. I will now open this meeting room. here in the browser. And now you can see, I just added the custom waiting screen here in the meeting room. You can see this nice little background. And I get the option to join the conversation, either with audio and video, audio only, or to join without audio and video. As I'm sharing my video right now with you guys, I'm going to just join without audio or video. And I'm in a meeting room right now. Now I'll ask Matthias to just open the meeting room as well and join it. There we go. So now Matthias was in the waiting screen and he has asked permission to join. I'm going to just say hello. You have the possibility to chat with people who are in the waiting room. And then I'm going to not deny him access. That would be rather inefficient for this demo. I'm going to let him in. So as you can see, Matthias is now centered in the screen. He's just waving and saying hello to everybody here in the webinar. I'll activate my camera for a short while to just show what would happen. You can see I'm in the right corner here, the right corner at the bottom, and Matthias is centered in the middle. Now I'm going to shut off the camera so it's clear for you guys to be sure where to look. And now we're in the Vectera meeting room. In a meeting room, you have the possibility to both have a good conversation with each other, a video conversation, or simply an audio conversation, but you can also share content. And that's a really cool part about Vectera, or so do we believe. And you can find all the content possibilities here at the right side. I will now choose to open a whiteboard. If it's the first time you open a whiteboard, you will get a small tutorial. Everything that is being shared in this meeting room, here in the center of the meeting room, is synchronized to all participants. So everybody is always looking at the same page, which is really important actually when you have a meeting. Not to have to ask somebody, go to page 12 on the bottom section over there. That's not the case with Vectera. With Vectera, you will also always look at the same page and the same contents that we have centered over here. The whiteboard has a lot of tools available. You can have a text tool. You can also use just a pencil. And that's another cool thing about Vectera. As we're browser-based, Vectera also works on tablets without using or having to install an application. So if you have, for example, a Microsoft Surface tablet or an iPad, you just open the link to the meeting room and you start drawing. You can just use your pencil to draw on the whiteboard, make annotations, even get creative using all the tools that we have over here. Now, this is just a blank whiteboard, which you can use to create meeting minutes, to create a schedule for your meeting, and to just start from scratch. But you can also upload files. I'll drag and drop, for example, a coaching proposal template. I just uploaded it now from my local computer. We have a Google Drive and Dropbox integration for those as well. If you click on these, it will prompt you to log in with your Drive account or Dropbox account, and you can directly import files from the Google Drive or Dropbox to the Vectera meeting room. Now I've uploaded this file over here, and let me see if we can go to the different pages. You can navigate the pages at the top of the screen, top of the whiteboard using the arrows. You can scroll through, and now it's really time to go ahead and use the whiteboard tools. You can highlight text, you can point out what's really important, the prospect, for example, in this case. And everything that happens here is, like I said, automatically synchronized to all participants, but also everything that happens here is stored for your next meeting. You can also, in the meanwhile, open up the meeting room again and use the whiteboard and just view what has been discussed before. But also when a client books a new meeting with you, they're directed to the same meeting room, and the content you uploaded before, for example, during this meeting, will be available there again. You can allow your clients as well to download the whiteboard with the annotations on it. but you can also download the file as an original document to your computer. That will be a local download, so you can also easily share files that way. Now, that's for sharing and working on files. You can also upload images, PDF files, presentations, most Office files work really well here. But you can also, of course, share your screen. To share your screen, you can do so using the button here on the right side, where you have the possibility to either share your full screen, share an app window. This can be a local app that you want to share, a local application that you want to show to your client, but also a browser tab. For example, here in the Google Chrome browser. And then we have co-browse. Co-browse is screen sharing, but with an extra layer added to it, where the other participants will also be able to navigate and interact on the page you're being shared. So you will actually allow them to control the browser tab you shared with them. I'll show you right now, and I'll ask Matthias to just search something in the search bar, for example, video meetings. Matthias is now navigating a browser tab here on my computer, but from within Vectera. So, it appears that we should add some content to Wikipedia about video meetings, but that's perhaps for another time. Matthias can control my browser tab, of course, this way, and it's really easy to navigate through forms as well, to just help a client out when they're stuck, to let them point out when they have a problem with a certain software, for example. So it really hands it to supporting your clients. Now, if we continue with the screen sharing that's the co-browsing that's been happening right now, there's also a little button on the top left corner. It's the photograph to take a snapshot. I'll just demo it right now. It allows you to really take a snapshot of the screen you're sharing right now, and it will upload it automatically to the whiteboard, allowing you to make annotations, to discuss whatever is being shared with the client, and to really use that as a source for discussion for later on. In this meeting room right now, I am the host, and I've just shown you what I can share. But for Matthias, who's also in this meeting, he can actually perform the same actions as well. He can also share a whiteboard, he can also upload files, he can also share his screen. The screen sharing happens without any installations, so you can easily just share whatever you want to talk about. For the co-browsing part, you do need to have an extension that has to be installed only once. But it's only necessary for the person who is sharing a tab, not for Matthias, for example, who is working on my tab. Then if we continue with the meeting room here in Vectera, we see the controls here on the bottom side. We see also the chat bubble on the left. We can control the camera, microphone. We can leave the meeting. It's a bit too soon now. I'll do it in a minute. We can also check our settings, where we can choose our microphone. In Chrome, you can also choose a speaker from which the audio has to be sent, and choose your camera. You can adjust the video quality as well, whether you have a good internet connection or not. That might be an interesting idea to just up the quality of the video streams that are being shared. And you can also activate presenter mode. Activating presenter mode, which I just did, doesn't really impact my experience with the meeting room, but it does impact the experience of Matthias. Matthias will only see right now the screen and the whiteboard without the availability to add annotations, to add text, or to share his screen. So that's really a presenter mode where you just, like I'm doing with you guys right now, I'm just presenting and you can't really interact with the meeting right now. We also allow recordings to be made. So they are, first, if you create a recording, let me see if we can just do it here. And you do it through the extension. You see the button lighting up right now. I'll stop the recording. It's temporarily saved in your browser, so it's not automatically uploaded to our cloud, but you can do if you wish to. upload it to the Vectera cloud. We included 2 GB storage for all users. So you can upload it there. And now you will see the recording has been uploaded as a cloud recording, which means that the recording can now be accessed from within this meeting room. For Matthias, for example, he will be able to view this recording by clicking on recordings and clicking here on preview. So it's really easy to if you discuss something important with a client, or anything else that you really want to have saved for a meeting, for future meetings, you can make a recording, easily upload it to the cloud of Vectera, and then let your participants view the recording afterwards. But you can also, of course, download the recording locally and share it in another way. That's, of course, always possible. Then the last part of the Vectera meeting room is the invite functionality. Like you saw right now, I was in a meeting room and Matthias had to knock to be allowed to enter the meeting room. Because all our meeting rooms are by default locked, because there's some valuable content being shared here and you don't want people to enter your meeting room without permission. However, if I have this meeting with Matthias, I can choose to invite him. Just like this. Matthias will then get an email from me with the invitation, and in the email they will have a specific access key integrated in the URL, which will allow Matthias to join a meeting room whenever he wants without me being present. He will receive the meeting invite in just a minute. All right, so that's the walkthrough of the Vectera meeting room. Let's just leave right now. I think it went really well, so I'm going to give this a 5-star rating. And I'm going to go back to the dashboard for just a minute. As the meeting room has been created, you will see it's been added to our dashboard with my meeting rooms. You will see the storage that that the meeting rooms takes up, because I uploaded the big proposal. It takes up a bit of storage. And you can see all the meeting rooms that you have ever created or were created by the scheduler over here. We added the edit profile. You can view all details about your subscription here. And then we also have team management. In team management, you can edit your team name. Let's just make it like this. And you can invite other team members to join your team. If you want to invite more people to join your team, you will need to expand your subscription to allow for more hosts, because as a Vectera user, you can only have one simultaneous meeting at any time. So I was in a meeting room with Matthias right now. It wouldn't be possible for me to join another meeting room as well. So if you want to add people to your team and have them centered in the same subscription, you would need to expand your subscription to allow for more hosts. Now, as we're in the you see the subscription part over here, during our trial, we have access to all the Vectera add-ons. They include scheduling, recording, also integrations, and some more. You can view all of those on our pricing page. We also have a cool test link over here, test audio video, and the testing is also integrated in the Vectera meeting room in settings, where you can always, like I've shown before, check the device you're sharing and just see if it works sufficiently. Now, that's basically about it about Vectera. We've had the dashboard, we had the scheduling, we have had the meeting room. So Chris, if that's okay, I think we can jump to the Q&A right now.
Perfect. Awesome. Thanks for going through all that. That was great. All right. We got a bunch of questions here. So let's start. Caroline is asking, can you integrate with Calendly?
Okay, just let me see. I'm going to stop screen sharing, and then if I can, I'll just check your questions then. So there's to the integration with Calendly. I know there's a lot of users that already have scheduling software. We've seen several passing by on AppSumo as well. We don't have a set up an integration with Calendly yet. We will go to integrate with both Zapier and in a time also with Integromat, and it will be allowed to set up an integration through one of those.
Awesome. Cool. All right. Jackie is can I use the appointment scheduler to book other appointments that are not done through Vectera? I do a lot of site visit at my clients' homes and would like to use this scheduler for that as well.
You can. When I created the appointment type, I chose for online meetings, but you also have the availability to choose for offline meetings. Then an online meeting room wouldn't be created automatically. And you would then be able to also ask a custom question to your client, where do you want the meeting to take place? Then you can share their address and just go about it that way. Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. Can you connect more than one calendar?
At the moment, that's not possible, but it is pretty high on the public roadmap and our internal roadmap as well. So that's one of the things that we want to add very soon. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Somebody is asking, I would like to ask if your app permits us to create sub-accounts. I know a lot of Simulings run web development agencies, and our clients would be happy to implement this solution on their websites.
If I understand it correctly, it would be to just like have an overview of the Vectera licenses for your clients, if that's what he means. It's not possible at the moment, but it is a functionality that we want to add to team management eventually. Yeah.
All right. Caroline is asking, if a meeting goes overtime, will the room shut down or does it continue until the host ends it?
I assume Caroline is referring to the time you define with the scheduling. And that's not actually a time limit that applies to the meeting itself. So you can just continue meeting. There's no automatic shutdown until you choose to leave the meeting. Yeah. So it's not a limit.
Cool. That's just more for calendar and blocking things off and things like that.
Correct. Yeah.
All right. Do you integrate with WordPress, particularly for the public booking features?
We do offer an iframe for the public booking pages. You can check our help.vectera.com for the necessary steps to show the public booking pages on your website. Awesome.
All right. Let's see. Are the meetings recorded automatically?
No, they're not. So recording the meeting is always based on an action initiated by the host of the meeting. Only the hosts can record meetings, and you have to activate the recording like I just did in the demo. Yeah.
All right. How many people can be in a meeting room at one time?
Vectera supports up to 6 participants in a meeting room, but that's a soft limit. If you just join by audio and don't use too much bandwidth sharing screens, you can up that limit a bit more. We've seen meetings with up to 10 participants, but that really starts depending on the internet connection of all participants.
Excellent. Awesome. Let's see. Is there a way to stream the meeting into Facebook or to my YouTube channel directly or with a third-party app?
We've had that question on the AppSumo deal page, actually, and it really helped us to think about a possibility. It's not possible yet, but technically it should be possible.
All right.
We don't have an integration for that yet.
Can both people share their screen in the meeting? Can the client share as well as the person hosting?
Correct, and they can both share their screen simultaneously. So you can easily switch between the screen that the client is sharing and the screen that the host is sharing. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Let's see. We already answered that one. Is there a payment platform integration?
Afraid to have to say no to that as well. For the integration, it's on the roadmap. We can perhaps I can ask Dieter to share the public roadmap in the comments.
Yeah, that'd be great.
It's pretty high up there right now, and we do want to allow an integration like that, but it might as well be possible through Zapier, for example.
All right. Can Shade is asking, can we white label the from email address that goes to the client when a meeting is scheduled?
That would be about the appointment confirmations. That's not possible, but we are thinking about a way to disable those automatic emails. So the client would only get a calendar invitation and not the emails from Vectera.
Cool. All right. Roger is asking, could you better describe the subscriptions I'm going to purchase to keep my meetings going? I'm not quite sure what that's asking.
Perhaps it's about the amount of hosts, perhaps in a team.
Okay.
So if you're a solo entrepreneur, for example, you would only need one host within Vectera. But if you have a team of like 3 colleagues and all 3 colleagues want to be able to host meetings at the same time, you would need to have 3 hosts in your subscription.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. Will the recordings include audio from both parties?
Yeah, so the recordings really record the whole meeting, all actions that are performed in a meeting room, and also all the audio and video streams that are being shared in a meeting.
All right, cool. Lori is asking, when the project is completed, are you able to upload the recordings to your own cloud or to your computer?
You can. When you stop the recording, it's first saved locally in your browser, and then you can choose to download it locally and then upload it to your own storage provider. But we do have an integration that we're thinking about with Google Drive, for example, or Dropbox, to automatically sync or upload those recordings when they're finished. So you don't have to perform the manual actions again.
Great. All right. Yuli is asking, if I sync the calendar with my Google Calendar, will it automatically synchronize with it, i.e. what it shows as available time?
It will. So if you have other appointments in your personal or business calendar that are, for example, blocking the whole Wednesday, a client using the Vectera scheduler won't be able to book a meeting on Wednesday. It also accounts for not only full day appointments, but also just for half an hour here, a quarter there. So it's really taking into account all kind of appointments in your calendar.
All right. Got a couple of people asking what co-browse means on the right sidebar under share screen.
Okay, so co-browsing is actually a more improved way of screen sharing. With co-browsing, you give control to a tab in your browser to the other participants. So you would go ahead and share a tab with the participants in a meeting room, and then they can interact on that page. For example, if it's a simple website with a navigation bar, the other participants would be able to just click on the other pages in the website you're sharing and navigate through the whole site. You can also start typing. They can perform all kinds of input actually on the tab you're sharing.
Awesome. All right. Can all participants write on the whiteboard or only the host?
By default, all participants can write on the whiteboard, but you can also disable that if you activate presenter mode. Then they won't be able to add content or make annotations or notes. All
right. Can Vectera be used as a remote control solution for help desk or something similar?
It can, but you cannot control native or local applications on a computer. You can only control browser tabs.
All right, cool. Got that. How is this different than Cisco WebEx?
Well, Cisco WebEx is very much more directed to in-company meetings or between company meetings. You have to install a client, you have to go through a lot of configuration. With Vectera, we really aim to offer a simple way to allow your clients to join a meeting. They can just join through a URL, open it in their browser from their mobile phone, tablets, or computer, and they can get started. That's one part of the comparison or the differences. Other important difference is the fact that the meeting rooms in Vectera are persistent. So the content and the files and annotations you upload in a meeting room, they remain there for your next meeting as well. They're not deleted when a meeting is over.
Awesome. All right. Iris is asking, can you split your calendar availability, i.e. 9 to 12 and then again 1 to 5?
If that's on the same day, or I'm not sure if that's for different days, but you can set your availability on a weekly basis. That one day you can you would just be available from 9 to 12, and the other day just from 1 to 5. So you can choose which days you want to be able to to allow appointments.
Awesome. All right. Jose asks, do I have to manually click to save the recording of the meeting, or will it automatically save to the online gigabyte space allotted?
You will have to do that manually. It's not automatically uploaded to the available cloud storage.
All right. Let's see. Today. Are all popular browsers supported, such as Firefox, Opera, and so on?
They are. So Vectera supports Chrome, Firefox, Opera, Brave as well, and also Safari. But it's the more layered functionality will differ based on the browser. So Chrome is the most potent browser, and you can co-browse and record in Chrome. Firefox also allows screen sharing. In Safari, for example, you can view everything and just participate in a meeting, but you can't share your screen.
Awesome. Cool. Well, that is all of the time we have for questions right now. Thank you for going through that. I know that was a lot of rapid fire questions coming at you, but that was great. I think we got a lot of those answered. Anyone who didn't get their question answered, you can either ask that on the AppSumo deal page and we'll get you a response there. I'm sure you can hit up the Vectera team as well to get your questions answered. But thank you all so much for joining us. Oliver and Dieter, thank you both for taking the time to hop on, do the walkthrough, get a lot of those questions answered. But I want to give you guys the last word if you have anything to say to Sumolings before we sign off. And again, Vectera is on AppSumo right now, just $69 to get yourself a license of it. Again, it's backed by the AppSumo 60-day guarantee. So feel free to play around with it, get it set up for your business, see how you can get it running. And if you have any issues, feel free to reach out to us as well. But it's a great tool. Oliver, I will turn it over to you before we sign off.
All right, thank you, Chris. The only thing I really would like to say is thank you both to AppSumo, Chris, and all Sumolings as well for your questions, for participating in this webinar, but also for using Vectera. And we do hope we can provide all of you with better client meetings. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sumolings. Thanks, Dieter. Thanks, Oliver. We'll be talking to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.